So, road going Mitsubishi FTO into track monster, track day weapon, hopefully just a reliable track day car. How we're doing that, we're going to stick in actually quite a decent amount of electronics, which we might not find at this budget car. We're putting this lot of electronics in, but this for me is more about the journey. It's about finding out things, it's about confirming things. And the weird thing about all these electronics, the dash, the new ECU, the PDM, they're not actually going to make the car any quicker. But what they are going to do, they're going to act as my data logging system, and they're all going to tie nicely together, link ties it really nicely with AIM. I can then view it on the dash, and it gives me control of stuff, which is exactly what we want. We're going to also put in quite a few sensors to this car, so we do have the data. We haven't just got like a bum dyno, and we will be using third parties services like dynos, maybe corner weighting, and this is really all about the journey. And the reason it's about the journey is these coilovers and this car. This isn't the car I used to own. This is a car I bought last year. I've had 3 or 4 FTOs in the past. They're a budget friendly car, which is why I've got one, and why that enables me to put loads of extra money into other bits in it. I built a relatively quick one of these, had a VR engine swap, big brakes, coilovers, roll cage, a lot. That car, the story behind that car ended up getting broken or not broken. I've still got loads of bits off of it, so that's why I'm rebuilding the Mitsubishi FTO, but hopefully this time with a really data-driven approach. And the reason we're sticking in those electronics is so we have the data, we can make good decisions when we're modifying things, and we don't potentially end up just on recommendations and things that maybe don't work. So BC Racing ER style coilovers, I think they're a good coilover. They have a decent amount of adjustability. They were spec'd for my car. I don't think there's another set. I've had this confirmed by Apex UK. I don't think there's another set that's been purchased from Mitsubishi FTO. So these are the only FTO BC Racing ER style coilovers. However, they had the valving off an Evo, I believe, not confirmed, and the spring rates, they have a custom spring rate that's much harder than standard, and that was on recommendation of a tuning shop. And I believe that they are far too hard for the valving in the coilover and for this car, and for the target this car was having as a track, sort of a lapping track car. And that's why we're trying to take this data-driven approach. We're trying to take a more engineering approach. So a little bit about my background. I do have an engineering degree. I do have some experience in motorsports engineering. I have access to a workshop with some CNC machines. I'm relatively good at computer-aided design, computer-aided engineering, and all that stuff is going to get thrown at this car because I know Mitsubishi FTOs, I know how to work on them, I know hopefully their shortfalls, and this should be an exciting journey of taking a standard one gradually to become a decent track day car with all these electronics and some of the stuff that we had last time. But we might be changing things. Who knows? But that's the journey, right? I should have said, with that in mind, we've got a track day booked in this car in 3 days' time. Now it did come completely standard, no modifications, completely standard interior, completely standard under the hood. The guy I bought it off was kind enough to chuck in a couple of strut braces, which the idea is to do a couple of laps with no strut braces, then put the strut braces on. I'm a little bit worried about the brakes. We're just going to see how we go. I have wussed out a little bit and stuck a pair of sticky track day tyres on and some bigger wheels, just because that's all I had in the garage, because we had 4 mismatched tyres and I wasn't about to go on track with 4 mismatched tyres. 2 of them were questionable, 2 of them were Avons that were right, but so I can be out on track longer hopefully and getting some more laps, we're going to go sticky track day tyres. So we're cheating a little bit from standard FTO, but hopefully this is a normal thing that people would have done to go on a track day. So let's see how it goes. Predictions. Brands Hatch, just waiting to get in one of the garages. I think we're going to be slow, likely not too slow. There's just bumped into a mate in his RX-8, so I think that's something to go around with on track. Nice that I'm seeing a lot of road cars, not dedicated track cars, or there's some that have turned up on trailers. Things that I'm worried about: brakes. My first track that I ever did in FTO, I thought the brakes were rubbish, and that was with the GPX 2 pots. I've got the GR or GX single pot, so that's going to be interesting. Also don't have any track pads in. I have cheated and swapped out to track tyres, so I'm hoping they're going to save me a little bit, but just looking forward to it and looking forward to hopefully enjoying it, and hopefully the car holds together. So sighting lap's done, ready for the real thing. Might need to invest in a helmet at some point. All good from the FTO at the moment, so let's see how we get out and do on track. So unfortunately I'm standing here, I'm not out there, because FTO Autobox has decided it doesn't want to do a track day and it's gone into limp mode. Tried resetting it, it's been reset, still going into limp mode, so I'm going to try and limp home. Yeah, so now the mission is not enjoy the track evening, the mission is try and get home. So we made it home. It's a couple of days later, and shipment from Moto, keeping old Mitsubishi cars alive. A couple of gearbox sensors, common issue with Mitsubishi FTO auto boxes. Hopefully I can get away with changing the input and output shaft speed sensors, I think that's right, and giving it a bit of a service. Let's see, and fingers crossed.